Hi friends, welcome back to one of my video tutorials. Today we'll be making this adorable pride lion. I kept calling it a cube lion, but really it's more of a chunky rectangular shape. I know, silly me. We won't be making this heart today, as that will be a separate video tutorials. I love to create original crochet designs with super detailed tutorials so everyone, including beginners, can follow along easily. Just to make things more convenient, I group all my projects into playlists so you can find everything in one spot. 2 new PDF patterns are now available for the Pride Lion and for the Classic Lion. The Pride Lion pattern is included in Tier 1 membership, while both are included in Tier 2. If you prefer, you can also pick them up individually from my shop. If you'd like to support my work, my membership and shop are linked in the description box. These are the materials you will need to make a replica for Pride Lion. Bella Baby Chenille in yellow, Bella Baby Tadpole in Joy, 4mm crochet hook, 2 9mm safety eyes, stitch marker, yarn needle, some fillings of your choice, scissor, scrap of dark brown or black yarn for the face embroidery, and also stitch counter if you have one. We will start with making the ear. In this tutorial, I'm demonstrating using the yarn from my Classic Lion as it's easier to see the stitches clearly. Don't worry, the pattern is exactly the same for both lions, so you can follow along perfectly. Six single crochet in a magic ring. Grab a stitch marker and mark the first stitch. We're going to tighten the magic ring here by pulling the end tail. Now we're going to join the live stitch to this first stitch to begin our round 2. Round 2, 6 invisible increase. We will end up with 12 stitches at the end of the round. That's the first invisible increase done. 5 more to go. To do invisible increase, do the first stitch in the front loop only. Then do the second stitch in both loops. If you need any extra help with how to do certain basic stitches, including how to do the magic ring, you can find them in my beginner playlist, which I will link in the description box. Once we finish this last round, cut the yarn and pull through. Weave the starting tail from the center of the ear towards the ending tail so both tails meet close to each other. Once finished, do the second ear exactly the same. Let's put this aside for now. We will create the body next. For the body, begin by creating another magic ring. Round 1. 4 single crochet in the magic ring. Grab a stitch marker and mark the first stitch. Tighten the magic ring here by pulling the end tail. We're going to join the live stitch to this first stitch to begin our round 2. Round 2. 4 invisible increase. We will end up with 8 stitches at the end of the round. Same as before, to do invisible increase, we will be doing the first stitch in the front loop only and the second stitch in both loops. That's the first invisible increase done. Mark the first stitch in the round. Three more to go. Round 3. Single crochet, 3 single crochet in one stitch. Repeat this 4 times in total and we will end up with 16 stitches at the end of the round. Mark the first stitch in the round. To do 3 single crochet in one stitch, we will be doing 2 stitches in front loop only and 1 stitch in both loops. We are doing this all in the one stitch. That's the first sequence of single crochet, 3 single crochet in one stitch done. 3 more to go. Two more to go. Last sequence. You may notice that each 3 single crochet in one stitch forms a corner of our square base. Round 4. Single crochet, mark the first stitch in the round. Three single crochet in one stitch. Then 3 single crochet, 3 single crochet in one stitch. Repeat the sequence inside the bracket 3 times in total. Finish with 2 single crochet. We will end up with 24 stitches at the end of the round. The corners now will occur every 6 stitches. Round 5, 2 single crochet, mark the first stitch in the round. Three single crochet in one stitch, five single crochet, three single crochet in one stitch, repeat the sequence inside the bracket 3 times in total. Finish with 3 single crochet. We will end up with 32 stitches at the end of the round. Don't be afraid to gently stretch as you go. This actually helps the stitches settle into place and even out your tension. Round 6. 3 single crochet, mark the first stitch in the round. 3 single crochet in one stitch, seven single crochet, three single crochet in one stitch, repeat the sequence inside the bracket 3 times in total. And finish with 4 single crochet. We will end up with 40 stitches at the end of the round. Continue to gently stretch the fabric to even out the tension. It is important at round 6 to have exactly 40 stitches, so make sure you count and you have the exact number, as this will form the perfect base of the cube. For the next few rounds, your project might look a little different from what you see here. That's because I'm demonstrating this step on a later round due to a small recording glitch. Don't worry, the technique is exactly the same. You'll also see a short note on the screen whenever this happens. Round 7. We're going to slip stitch to the first stitch of round 6 to join. Then chain 1. Chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch. Now we are about to do the first stitch, doing the back loop only in the same stitch that we slip stitch into earlier. This is our first stitch of round 7. Now use a stitch marker and mark this first stitch. Next, we will go on and continue doing 39 back loop only single crochet until the end of the round. I'm going to fast forward now until we are close to round 8. See you there. We are approaching round 8. In this round, we will be working on the 2 small feet. Round 8. Slip stitch the first stitch of round 7 to join. Chain 1, 4 single crochet, now use a stitch marker and mark this first stitch. Do a bubble stitch. First yarn over. Insert your hook into the next stitch. Yarn over and pull up a loop. We will now have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook. We have 2 loops remaining on the hook. Repeat this sequence 5 times in total, all into the same stitch. This is the second one. Yarn over, inserting the hook into the stitch. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over again and pull through 2 loops on the hook. Now we will have 3 loops left on the hook. We will repeat this again 3 more times. This is the third sequence. This is the fourth one. This is the fifth one. After repeating this 5 times in total, we will have 6 loops on the hook. Do a final yarn over and pull through all the 6 loops. This is how you make a bubble stitch. Now, when we finish the bob, we just have to gently push it out and it will pop forward to form the feet. Keep going with 5 single crochet. Ensure that you pull the yarn really tightly after each bob so there is no hole in your plushie. And now we will do another bubble stitch. Then finish with 29 single crochet. we will end up with 40 stitches at the end of the round. I'm going to fast forward now. See you at the end of the round. This is what it looks like at the end of round 8. You can see the 2 small bubble feet at the front, and here's how it looks like from the bottom, the side, and the top. For round 9 to round 11, we will be doing slip stitch to the first stitch of previous round, chain 1, and finish with 40 single crochet. Don't forget to mark the first stitch of each round. As round 9 to round 11 is exactly the same, I will soon fast forward and meet you back at the end of round 11. We are now approaching the end of round 11. In round 12, we will be making the arms and the tail. This is what it looks like at the end of round 11 from different angles. Round 12, slip stitch to the first stitch of round 11. Chain 1, 4 single crochet. Now use a stitch marker and mark this first stitch. Do a triple treble bubble stitch to create the arm. To do this, first yarn over 3 times, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. Now we have 5 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now we have 4 loops left on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops again. Now we have 3 loops left on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops for a third time. Now we have 2 loops left on the hook. Repeat this sequence 5 times in total, all into the same stitch. So begin with yarn over 3 times. Insert your hook into the same stitch. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops again, yarn over and pull through 2 loops for a third time, and repeat the sequence again. So we will be doing this sequence 5 times in total. I hope you're enjoying this tutorial so far. If you are, please give it a thumbs up and share it to help the channel grow. Thank you so much, friends. And by the end, when we have 6 loops on the hook, yarn over a final time and pull through all 6 loops. Continue with 5 single crochet, gently push the bubble stitch outwards to form the arm. Don't forget to tighten the stitch after each bubble to prevent a hole in your plushie. Do another triple treble bubble stitch for the second arm. Just a quick refresher, yarn over 3 times, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops again, yarn over, pull through 2 loops again for the third time, then repeat this sequence 5 times in total, beginning with the yarn over, all into the same stitch. Oh, and in case you didn't know, when you purchase any of my crochet patterns, you actually get 2 PDF files for the price of one detailed photo guide and one printer-friendly version. They're really handy if you like to crochet without pausing the video, write notes on as you go, or have them to keep in your collection. It really means a lot Every purchase helps me keep doing what I love and creating more things for you. At the end, yarn over and pull through all the 6 loops. Single crochet around until you reach the back center of the body. This will be your tail position. Don't forget to tighten the stitch after each bubble to prevent a hole in your plushie. So for mine, I did 17 single crochet to reach the center back, but your stitch count will most likely vary a bit depending on your tension, yarn or hook. Just count as you go and stop when you reach the middle back. Now we are going to do the tail base. Chain 10, do 9 single crochet back down, starting in the second chain from the hook. Now secure the stitch by doing a slip stitch back into that same stitch. This is what it looks like when you just did the slip stitch. The tail counts as 0 stitches. So once you finish the tail, continue with single crochet until you've reached a total of 40 stitches in the round. In my case, Since I did 17 single crochet before the tail, I'll finish the round with 12 single crochet after it. We will end up with 40 stitches at the end of the round. Before we continue to round 13, let's weave in the beginning yarn from round 1. The beginning yarn should already be inside the body, but we still want to weave them in a few times to secure it further. When finished, just leave them inside the body and let's keep going to round 13. For round 13 to round 18, we'll be doing slip stitch to the first stitch of previous round, chain 1, and 40 single crochet. Use a stitch marker to mark the beginning of each round. For Pride Lion, we will actually be attaching the safety eyes so they sit at round 16 high. I will be fast forwarding soon as round 13 to round 18 is exactly the same. So I'll actually see you back here at the end of round 17 to show you the position for the safety eyes. I'll be showing you this part using the footage from Pride Lion, since the eye positions are slightly different between the Pride and Classic Lions due to the yarn difference. Align the eyes to the inner arms, place them one row below. After you finish attaching the safety eyes and attaching the backing to secure it, let's proceed with the rest of round 18. I'll see you back at the end of round 18. We're approaching round 19 soon. We are more than halfway with the body now. Woohoo! Round 19 is where we're gonna place the ears. To begin round 19, first, slip stitch to the first stitch of round 18. Chain 1, 2 single crochet, now use a stitch marker and mark this first stitch. Remember when I mentioned that the body pattern for both the Classic and Pride Lion is exactly the same? There's actually a slight difference. 3 slip stitch to attach the ear together. When attaching the ears, I use slip stitches for the Pride Lion. To make it really clear, I'll show you the Pride Lion footage here as an example. I feel that the stitches are a bit harder to see with this Bella Baby yarn as it looks so fuzzy, but hopefully you can still see them. To attach the ear, place the ear on top of the body. Insert your hook through both the ear and body. Yarn over, pull through both layers, slip stitch to secure, and repeat. One more time. Five single crochet, another 3 slip stitches to attach the second ear. Now that this ear part is done, I'm gonna go back and show you with the classic yarn again. Finish with 27 single crochet. We'll end up with 40 stitches at the end of the round. I'm going to fast forward soon. I'll see you at the end of the round. Before starting round 20, let's tidy up the leftover yarn from the ears and hide them neatly inside the body. Round 20. Slip stitch to the first stitch of round 19. Chain 1 and back loop only 40 single crochet. I'm going to fast forward soon. I'll see you at the end of the round. We will begin stuffing here, a little at a time, and distribute it evenly. Don't overstuff. Leave a little room at the top for now. Round 21. 5 single crochet. Now use a stitch marker and mark this first stitch. Triple invisible decrease, inserting your hook to the first 3 front loop only stitches. We will only be decreasing in the front loop only. Then do a sequence of 7 single crochet, triple invisible decrease. Repeat this sequence 3 times in total. That's the first sequence done. 2 more to go. Each sequence beginning with 7 single crochet, ending with triple invisible decrease. Finish with 2 single crochet. We'll end up with 32 stitches at the end of the round. Round 22. 4 single crochet. 4 single crochet, 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 4 single croc triple invisible decrease, sequence of 5 single crochet, triple invisible decrease. Repeat this 3 times in total. That's the first sequence done. 2 more to go. Finish with 1 single crochet. We'll end up with 24 stitches at the end of the round. This is what it looks like at the end of round 22. Round 23. 3 single crochet, triple invisible decrease. Repeat this sequence 4 times in total. We will end up with 16 stitches at the end of the round. That's the first sequence done. 3 more to go. Round 24. A sequence of single crochet, triple invisible decrease. Repeat this sequence 4 times in total. We will end up with 8 stitches at the end of the round. Cut the yarn and pull through. Now we are about to do any last stuffing adjustments before closing the body. To close the body, weave the yarn tail through the front loops of the remaining stitches. We're going to do this clockwise, and we're going to do as many passes as needed. Pull tight to close, then insert the yarn tail back into the body. Weave the yarn back and forth several times inside the body to secure it. Cut the yarn and push the remaining yarn back inside the body. From this point onwards, I'll be showing you the video tutorial using the Pride Lion Bella Baby yarn. Let's move on to the tail next. We're going to create 4 chain loops for the tail. To begin, insert your hook into the tip of the tail. Using Bella Baby Tadpole in Joy, pull up a loop to join. Chain 4. We're going to go back down the chain. Skip the first chain, 3 slip stitch going back down the chain. Once we reach the end, insert the hook into the tail tip and do a slip stitch to anchor and lock it in place. Moving on, and let's do chain 6. Then going back down the chain, skip 1 chain, do 5 slip stitch going back down the chain. Insert your hook into the tail tip and slip stitch to lock it in place. We're just gonna do this 2 more times. Chain 4, skip this 1 chain, 3 slip stitch back down the chain. Anchor it together. Chain 6, five slip stitch back down, cut the yarn, pull through, weave in the end to secure. I'm just going to tie a couple of knots here to help secure it. Thread through both of the yarn into the needle. This way we can weave in the ends faster. Weave in a few times. Tie a couple of knots here. Cut the yarn. Put any remaining yarn back inside the tail. Let's move on to do the mane next. Using Bella Baby Tadpole in Joy, We will make 3 rows of chain loops. There will be front row, middle row, and back row. And these loops will vary in length to frame the face and create fullness. So we begin with the front row, starts at round 10, which is the same height as the arms, but we position it at the side of the head. So we're gonna work on one side of the face first, and then we're gonna repeat it symmetrically on the other side. So once you find this position, insert your hook. We're going to use the same technique that we just did for the tail. Pull up a loop. Begin with chain 5. Then skip this one chain and slip stitch back down in the next 4 chains. Move up 1 stitch, insert your hook, and slip stitch to anchor. Next, do chain 6. Same thing. Skip the last chain, slip stitch in the next 5 chains back down. Move up 1 stitch and slip stitch to anchor. Chain 7. Six slip stitch back down. Move up 1 stitch and slip stitch to anchor. Continue with chain 6 loops for the middle section of the hair. We're going to keep repeating these chain 6 loops until we reach the last 3 stitches. I'm going to fast forward soon because this section is all the same. This is what it looks like so far. I'll fast forward again shortly. Keep checking your stitches as you go. We want the last 3 stitches to mirror the first 3, so make sure they line up. For the last 3 stitches of this row, mirror the beginning by working chain 7 loops, then a chain 6 loop. And finally a chain 5. This will frame the face evenly on both sides. Next, let's move on to the middle row. I cut the yarn here and restart on the other side, but you don't have to. You can just continue from where you are. Essentially, the middle row begins 1 stitch behind the front row, and we're going to make chain 8 loops from start to finish. I'm going to fast forward soon and show you the progress as we go. So this is what it looks like so far. Let's keep going and see you near the end. Alright, so this is now the end of the middle row. We're going to do the back row now. This back row starts one stitch behind the middle row, and for the first 3 stitches we're going to do chain 10 loops. Now after you finish with 3 chain 10 loops, we're going to move on to chain 12 loops. We're going to keep repeating the chain 12 loops throughout the whole back row, but for the last 3. As for the last 3 stitches, we're going to mirror that again by finishing it with another 3 chain 10 loops. So let's keep going with these chain 12 loops. I'm going to fast forward soon and see you at the end where we will finish the last 3 stitches together. So for the last 3 stitches, let's do chain 10 loops. Now we are finished with the mane. Cut the yarn, pull through, and Then weave in the ends to secure. Using a yarn needle, bring this last yarn tail to the same spot as the beginning yarn. Tie a few knots to secure them. Then thread both yarn tails into the same needle and exit anywhere in the body. Trim the yarn and push the remaining ends back inside. We're so close. Let's move on to the face embroidery next. So we will start with the nose and mouth. Using ball head pins, let's mark the embroidery spots. Place one pin in the middle of the face along the bottom eye line. Place two more pins diagonally below this first pin to form a small triangle. Thread a piece of dark brown or black yarn onto your needle. Insert the needle from the top of the right eye and bring it out at the middle pin. Insert the needle at the bottom right pin and bring it back out at the middle pin. Keep the stitch slightly loose. Insert the needle at the bottom left pin and bring it out just to the left of the middle pin. This forms the left side of the nose. Again, don't pull too tight. Insert the needle just to the right of the middle pin and bring it back out at the left side exactly on the same spot. Repeat this step one more time to reinforce the base of the nose. For the next step, which is the whiskers and eyebrows, I actually cut and restart the yarn, but you can also keep going without cutting it if you prefer. If you want to follow along, on the final stitch, exit at the top right eye entry point. Cut the yarn, tie a couple of knots, then push the yarn ends inside the body. Let's move on to the next section. For the whiskers, place the first pin one stitch below the outer eye. For the second pin, place it diagonally upward so it lines up with the lower eye. For the third one, place another pin 2 stitches vertically down. Repeat on the other side to mirror. Now, to start the whiskers, insert the needle from below the inner right arm and bring it out at the first pin on the right side. Insert into the second pin and exit at the third. We will now work the left whisker. Return from the third pin back to the first pin, then bring the needle across to the mirrored first pin on the left side. And repeat the same steps for the whiskers. From the last whisker stitch, continue directly into the eyebrow embroidery. Shape the eyebrow however you like. They don't need to be symmetrical. Uneven brows can add character. If you prefer, you can follow the example I'm about to show you. To finish, exit the needle at the same entry spot below the inner right arm. Cut the yarn. Tie a couple of knots and push the ends inside the body. This video tutorial took ages to edit, so thank you so much for your patience. In case I don't speak to you before Christmas, I'm sending you lots of love for the upcoming holiday season. I'll be working on the heart pattern tutorial next. Take care, my loves. Until next time.